Hello and welcome back to the National University Esports League, Week 4 of League of Legends Tournament.
I'll come back stronger.
I am Deef Merrick King Bell, and joining me is Andrew Doddy Dadrose.
What must
and we are
be done
now getting to see a game between the University of Bath's Bath Time, 10 out of 10 naming decisions there, and we're back with our heroes, Southampton University Clap Crew. There is no bias in this cast whatsoever.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. We are too professional.
Who dares defy my will?
Yeah. In this game, once again, Clap Crew is in general, their solo queue average is lower than their opponents. However, this has happened both previous games, and both the previous games they have won quite convincingly.
Yes, they've done very well with this kind of objective-focused gameplay.
Yes. And it looks like Bath Time's done a little bit of research into who they're playing against, banning out the Evelyn, who Clap Crew have been practicing a huge amount in solo queue, as well as the Jarvan, which was an absolute monster last game, going something like 10-1 and 12.
Yes, I Am Guna's definitely had this as his comfort pick.
Yes, and picking up the Galio for the semi-global presence, being followed with Zaya and potentially the support, but we'll see how that one all pans out.
Yes. As we saw 2 games ago, the Zaya worked out very well for them with this ability to ultimate and
Fiddlesticks.
Fondle dicks. Wait, what?
Wow, okay, interesting. Okay, so Fiddlesticks is a very interesting pick to come out. It could potentially be jungle or mid lane, but either way, it's seen very little.
Yes, Fiddlesticks was my first ever main. Holds a special place in my heart. But yes, it'll definitely...
And if it's good enough for a level 10, why isn't it good enough for NUEL?
Exactly. This is a Sivir that I mentioned in previous games. And always a safe choice.
I mean, Sivir can put out a huge amount of damage, and she can help her team get and help her whole team be safer. But she does need a front line because she has to be standing near the enemy. She is low range. And with the Graves as well, they've got a low range comp by the looks of it. Sieging for them is looking like it'll be very difficult.
Yes, Graves we haven't seen in a while, but he's certainly an interesting champion with his attack speed.
The ball is angry.
Well, and just the ability to burst people super damn fast.
But again, though, we've seen Cho'Gath picked up, who is always a brilliant choice for that late game team fight.
Late game team fight, and he can just be a huge wall of meat and stats.
Yes, of course.
He's not got any huge engage.
We see an Orianna ban coming through and a Malzahar ban, which is certainly an odd one.
Well, Malzahar's pretty playable, and you know they're both sides are looking to pinch out the mid lane at the moment.
I recommend skipping.
A Lulu ban through.
Yes, it seems that after Clap Crew's previous game against a Lulu, they're very afraid of this Lulu now.
Yeah, it was a terrifying Lulu to be coming through against. At the moment, it's looking like Clap Crew's committing to... I mean, whenever you have Fiddlesticks, you need to have vision control to get any decent fights with him. Although if you do get him, are able to jump in with your ultimate, you deal so much damage, it's unreal. But considering their relative lack of wards until they were extreme, this might be quite the problem for them. And an Elise...
I was just about to say, Fiddlesticks very dependent on vision, and this has been somewhat lacking on Clap Crew's side.
Yeah, although the Elise throws me into absolute doubt into where anyone's going, because Elise is also normally a jungler, so this would suggest maybe Fiddlesticks mid?
It could, of course, be Fiddlesticks support. We have seen this quite...
Rarely.
It used to be quite popular, though, in the past because of his scare.
Oh, no, I would not want to play Fiddlesticks into a Leona. This whole standing still against a Leona thing is not my jam.
Yep, he's going to take many cues to the face and have his drain interrupted.
If he does end up playing that support, I mean, he's either playing it support, mid, or jungle. Jungle means Elise is going somewhere weird. In mid lane, Galio can absolutely interrupt his drain. Also, what is this team comp?
Yes, we've got some very interesting choices. That looks like that's going to be a Galio top lane then, against the Cho'Gath.
I quite like Bath Time's composition here, though. As much as I'm not sure how the laning is going to work, in the team fighting, that all very much makes sense. Like, Leona and Galio are very strong frontline tanks who are just staying there and absorbing all the damage to give space for Severe and Graves to add in and not instantaneously die while they output their tons of damage.
And that is as extinct lobby.
Someone has dodged. You know, you don't just lose 3 LP for it, guys.
I do my chats. Right, well, we're back into pick and bans.
We are.
Hesitation.
And it's a different set of pick and bans. It is not being mirrored from before.
Over.
Oh no, it is. They're banning the A's out.
Ah.
The taste of coward.
Understood.
Hopefully we might get an update from the teams as to what went on there.
Yes, although what might be connection problems, but it does look from what they're banning like it's likely to be they pick up the same stuff.
Now I'm angry.
Yeah, they're not. These are not the serious bans. They're not actually scared of their opponents. Wait, no, that's completely different.
Yes, I'm not sure if perhaps this Fiddlesticks was an accidental pick. And that's as exiting into lobby once again.
Once again, in response to the Rengar. If it was an accidental pick, I'd expect them to have called that faster. It looks like one of their players has dropped. Okay, so we are we're effectively now playing a best of 3. It's gone 1-1 in the champion selects between Southampton University Clap Crew and Bath Time.
And again, we're banning out the A's.
Understood.
Banning out the A's. Yeah.
Now
As we all know, the tier lists of champions does just go in alphabetical order, so you do just ban through these.
I shall endure.
Anivia's... Look, I do get scared of both Aryan and Nivea, to be fair. They are both very strong laners in 3v3.
Yes, very easily get killed if you get caught out by one of them.
Yes, but looks like we are seeing the same picks as last time come through, and looks like I am once again going to be confused.
Yes, I think that second lot of picks and bans where they try to pick up the Rengar instead, and SU Clap Crew decided that this was not okay to be doing.
I think that is what's happened. Although, if I was SU Clap Crew, I might consider in Champion Select maybe trying to get a little more AD damage out of their comp. At least Cho'Gath and Fiddle does leave a little bit to be desired in the form of attack damage.
Although, of course, this Xayah does put out an awful lot of damage if you leave her alone for a long time.
Want to turn.
I don't know. I'm not sure either Leona or Galio are particularly willing to let that happen.
Take a good look.
And Syndra and Graves can both somewhat, you know, point and click kill a champion if they're ahead.
Tragic.
Okay. The Fiddle was apparently a proxy pick. Not quite. For a LeBlanc, apparently. I'm not quite sure.
I'm not quite sure what the rules on proxy pick.
Yes. My entire knowledge of proxies is down to like internet weird stuff and then proxy building barracks in StarCraft because I was bad and wanted to try and win by cheese as opposed to anything else.
Ah, instead of actual skill, yes.
Yes, actual skill is a terrifying thing. But actually, this time around, we see pretty standard compositions out of both teams. Stronger frontline and shorter range coming out of Bath Time, with more AP, longer range, and a bit of a weaker frontline coming out of Southampton University Clap Crew. Both sides have some tool for engage and some tools for follow-up. Like, these team compositions look very similar in how they aim to play the game out.
Yes, again, we see SU Clap Crew going for this very engage-heavy team fighty type of team, which we've seen them doing a lot with these ways of catching their opponents out. It seems to be a playstyle they're very comfortable with.
Well, it's you know, playing by the numbers, which isn't a torment and take away from it. Playing composition which has a clear goal is, you know, a good way of drafting your team compositions, but both of these teams have a clear goal in how they're playing.
Yes,
although I have no idea how the laning is going to all work out, although the Fiddlesticks does clear up some problems for me.
I'll definitely be looking forward to seeing this Graves again, because we haven't seen him a huge amount lately in the professional games. So it'd be interesting to see how he fits into this current meta.
A lot of damage, hoping to get ahead early. Although, I mean, if you're going to be, Elise might well not be the pick he's looking to go up against, because she can definitely look after herself in the jungle.
Oh, yes, definitely. Of course, she's got that wonderful escape, and she's even got the, you know, point-blank cocoon if she really needs it.
Yeah, it's not like, you know, the fantasy of going Graves against Zac, where Zac just has to sit there and take it. And hope his team can defend him.
Of course, in a roam, I suspect this LeBlanc might beat the Syndra there. Although,
she might be...
which can have the most impact in a 2v2 remains to be seen. Yes,
I mean, the Clap Crew has most definitely been playing a lot around their mid-jungle synergy throughout this series. With bot lane being left alone a lot by them to just farm it up. Although this also comes down to bot lane will always have more vision and always is harder to gank.
It'll also be interesting to see now that we've seen Clap Crew play Xayah and we've seen them play Rakan. Rakan being played very well, but this is going to be their first game with the Xayah Rakan combo. Of course, you do get the slight benefits of having them together.
Well, huge benefits. The fact you can dash so much further means that your potential just instantaneous engage from Rakan you can do from like a couple screens away, as long as Xayah's a bit closer.
And of course, the essentially instantaneous recalls for one of them. If, for example, you want to leave your Xayah farming out the wave as Rakan recalls, and then speedily joining him for the recall, makes getting back and doing the pushing waves so much easier for her.
Yeah. Or going out and warding a little bit before you head off. I'd forgotten about that combo and how strong that gives them the potential to be. I seem to see the Galio top lane, which is, whilst like his laning is no worse or better for it, and Cho'Gath is unlikely to be heavily pressuring a Galio.
Yes.
The Galio does lose some of the utility of his ult being top lane. It's just far harder for him to get in range of bot lane then.
Yes, he's not going to be in a position really if Clap Crew is making a play bot lane to go there with his ultimate. He is going to have to teleport in. But then of course he doesn't have to worry about there being a ward immediately in the lane. He can of course teleport to a ward nearby and then ultimate in and get that knock up.
Wongle has said in the stream that apparently he's going to embarrass you guys, which is either going to be the casters or the opposing team. Who knows which? I think we're doing a reasonable job of embarrassing ourselves, though, Wongle. We should be fine without your help.
Though we do see Galio with that very nice border. That's DRG Spod showing that off.
A little bit of a robot from my end. And we see them all entering the rift now.
And that's a pause straight away. It'd be interesting to see if someone's perhaps...
It's just someone's AFK and they're already back. Should all be fine, although Bath being very on the ball about it.
Here we are resuming back in. Hopefully we don't see a lot of these. It would be unfortunate if bath time were forced to forfeit the game
Especially as they are the favoured team coming into this match. Yes. They've all played a little bit more or a little bit better and got a little bit higher in their rankings for that last little push before preseason, when everything will stop making sense for anyone. Anyway, for the level 1s, we see again a very safe line of scrimmage coming out from both sides. No wards placed, no vision gained.
Just checking that no one's making any kind of crazy invades, but also not putting themselves into a position to get badly caught out if those invades are made. Yes.
Advantage, no one. Although both junglers are starting bottom side this game, leading to a probable gank coming in either mid or top lane.
Yes, this is the fairly standard start, because of course you get the improved pull from having both of your bot laners there.
And the first damage coming down between LeBlanc and the Syndra, with LeBlanc probably being slightly ahead in the damage. Let's ignore that voice crack that happened.
What voice crack?
There we go. That's the right attitude. You see both junglers starting in the expected areas, and the Galio indeed ending up starting by going top lane. Although both he and Cho'Gath have decided to play chicken, hiding in brushes. And only now have they both walked out.
Yep, just running out for that first bit of CS there. Already having a bit of fighting down in the bottom lane though. Looks like they've put down a fair bit of damage onto Not So Sure on that Xayah.
Yeah. Yes, and they'll only look to continue that. Leona is always going to be looking to fight when it's even.
Equal drags it though, putting down an immense amount of damage onto a simple Bagel Syndra.
And just a little bit of advantage being picked up in the mid lane there.
Both junglers though making their way up onto the top side, doing their respective blue and red buffs.
They got the level 2 first by bath time in bot lane, giving them just huge advantage for any potential engagers.
Have you seen the how to win at Leona flowchart? Are you level 2? No. Go back to start. Are you level 2? Engage. Win.
Yes, they attempt to follow this, and they did manage to chunk down Xayah a bit. On a jungle fight going on, and Elise's E has been missed. This may well be a kill over to the Graves.
She's putting down a lot of damage, but it is not going to be enough.
The LeBlanc forces out the Graves' flash.
That is Wongi with
and then the Syndra catches LeBlanc with her stun. Very nice trade there by bath time.
Taking the Bascone out to escape that last bit of damage from the Galio.
Yeah, but both of LeBlanc's summoner spells have now been forced. And bath time's just got a 600 gold lead out of that.
And we do see bath time doing very well in the bot lane. Not so sure on this Xayah. Very low on health.
But do you really want to go back on 500 gold and buy a longsword? I understand why the Xayah's staying, just...
Yes.
They may also need to just be going. Leona getting yet another catch.
That's a lot of damage put down onto the Xayah again.
And although they turned back actually quite a reasonable amount of damage there, Relic Shield, they still have health potions, Relic Shield to heal them up, and just bath time started on higher health. If they keep doing this, these trades, Southampton runs out of health first, even if they are trading slightly more efficiently now.
It's worth noting that the Leonia has opted for this refillable potion instead of the biscuits as taken by the Rakan. So clearly she's hoping to have this sustain after her first few backs.
And once again, the 2v2 going on. The Elise just about gets out, but has to burn a flash.
As we've discussed so many times, this synergy in Clap Crew between the top and mid lane.
Looks like they're gone.
And this could be yet another kill. But Equal Drags just managed to escape.
Does red buff?
With
red buff.
less than 7 HP.
This at the moment is just looking like just better individual players coming out of bath time than Southampton Clap Crew. which is not the most satisfying necessarily way to watch someone win, but is most definitely an effective one.
Yes. Simple Bagel now on this Syndra, very low on mana, so he'll be backing now, pick up some items.
Flash burnt top lane, flash burnt bot lane. Wherever the Graves wants to gank.
Spot on this Galio is now very low on mana, so he's going to be backing, but does seem to be pushing the Cho back quite well.
Yep, and picking up that Fairy Charm should help with the mana. That Leona missed kind of her, I think possibly the first Q missed of the time, and considering as the first one with a gank waiting on it, what a shame for her to miss that particular one. Burnt flash, nothing gained, just a bit of a reprieve for Not So Sure and Dragonkin.
Wongi has seen that their bottom lane is doing very well at the moment, and with that Leona engage, they can afford to make a gank this far up.
Yeah, gank what's ahead.
We see now
Worst
though
case
Equal
scenario is
Drags and Iron Goon making their way top, noticing that this Galio is very pushed up. Spot has no vision of this coming in. But
although does notice the number of people missing.
Yes, and I think also notice that I'm Vanilla is pushing up very, very far, considering he doesn't have any significant advantage over him yet.
Yep. The Elise going in on the Syndra.
Misses the Cocoon
Just
yet
misses
again.
the Cocoon.
Seems so far this Elise isn't working out for Iron Goon quite as well as the J4 has in the past.
Yep. Though a nice trade by Evil Drags turns into a not so nice trade for Equal Drags. Yeah, again, they're just starting on different health pools. So although that trade was, equal in the amount of life lost by both of them, it doesn't matter when one of you starts on half health and one of you starts on full. You're both losing half health.
Yes, it does feel like Clap Crew are pushing it somewhat with trying to not back and going in on too little health. That is Iron Goon almost going down.
2v2.
And that's the kill picked up by a Simple Bagel.
Yeah. This is looking like just general demolition over the map.
Yes. And this is going
Although the top lane is staying pretty even between the Cho'Gath and the Galio. Both of them very happy to sit there, farm up and, wait for them to come into their respective owns and purposes.
And that is the red side blue buff stolen away by a Simple Bagel. So, correction, stolen away by Wongi. So, unfortunately, LeBlanc isn't going to have that, which is a shame considering she has been struggling quite a bit in lane so far.
Though, might be at the point where, giving it to LeBlanc is just a delayed way of giving it over to Syndra. Which I'm sure he's about to do with his own blue buff in a second now.
We have, of course, in the past seen that Clap Crew take a very strong focus on objectives. So it'll be interesting to see if they can go for a first turret or even a first Drake and try to get that objective ball spinning.
I feel if you're going to get either of those at the moment, you're more likely to get the Drake. That one comes down a lot more to vision control and that kind of thing, while at the moment I just don't see them being able to win a lane enough to get enough time to kill a turret.
Unfortunately, taking Drake requires you to have bot lane focus. And
once again, a kill for the Syndra, just stunning
the... Yep.
Just stuns the Elise and makes a pick.
But if we look at the CS numbers in this bottom lane, Sivir is currently 21 CS up over the Xayah, and the Leona has 12 CS over the Rakan. And this is just an immense lead for them already at just 10 minutes.
Yeah, we see a 400 gold difference between the Sivir and the Xayah, which is, reflected at the moment in the items they have in their inventory of just Sivir having a couple extra longswords, although not boots. She doesn't need them, her ult does that job.
We see again Bagel and Equal Drags fighting away in the mid lane. No doubt Bagel's hoping to get yet another solo kill onto Equal Drags.
Yeah. 4-0-0 is a nice place. Nice stats line to be having.
Yes. Especially this early in the game, this Syndra is terrifying.
Although it's not that she gets less terrifying later on, just might comparatively be less ahead.
Yes. I think in the late game she can't quite match up to a LeBlanc, but at this rate I cannot see Clapcrew getting to the late game, as Wongi solo kills Iron Goon.
And
dodges out the stun.
Dodges the stun, but is having to do so by really blinking back to places she'd rather not be.
Attempted to predict the flash from Spod just then, failed and gave up his life because of it. Now we see pings from Bath Time onto this Drake, which is a Mountain Drake.
They've got complete control around the bottom side, having rotated the Galio a little towards it, though they're sending him back up to just defend against Cho'Gath.
And being ahead like this Mountain Drake is exactly what they want. It's going to give them this extra bit of damage, so that when they do again get a kill mid, or a kill top lane, or a kill bottom lane, they can so easily turn that into first turret with the first turret gold.
Well, they're not getting... They have, to somewhat lessen damage, all the damage has been done in mid and jungle. The bot lanes and the top lanes are actually pretty equal at the moment. I mean, there's a huge farm advantage for Severe, but Xayah has not been giving up kills. It's been, the source of success for Clapcrew in the past couple of games, which has been where it's all been going wrong this time.
But we have seen some very deep and aggressive invades from Bath Time into Clapcrew's bottom blue side jungle. And this could so easily turn into a bot lane turret dive.
Gets engaged. That boomerang takes off a third of Xayah's health by itself.
Yes. Dino Legends is getting low on mana, so no doubt soon he'll attempt to bait out and use the spell shield to get up a bit of mana. You can see here, waiting for it. Unfortunately, he doesn't get the mana.
That outplay from Rakan of if you deliberately miss your thing, they don't get mana.
Yeah.
Mind games.
I think Leona was attempting that with her E there. That's a stun onto Equal Drags, but it is now turned onto a 2v1 against a simple Bagel who has used his flash. Clapcrew
so
falls
close
away.
To being a nice turnaround, but just don't have the stats. And then Galio getting a
from the
wonderful little engage there.
And Wongi gets the kill with his ult.
Yeah.
Again, we see bot lane in complete control of this lane. Not at all fazed by what's going on elsewhere.
There we go with the Severe getting off the spell shield that time.
Yeah, perfectly timing it to prevent that charm from the Rakan.
Yeah, they're looking like they're going to pick up first turret gold in bottom lane. Unless Bath decides to focus elsewhere, realistically.
And we can see
at this point of the game, it looks like it should be Bath's choice of what they take, not if they take. Leona getting a nice little engage there. Though somehow at the moment, SU Clapcrew surviving.
Yes. And Mr. Obvious and Dino both very low on health.
Is being around. LeBlanc getting the root. Might actually get this kill.
Wongi shut down. And they are chasing now against these
bot
lane with very low health.
Looks like she's going down, but the Syndra...
This now a 5-0-2 Syndra chasing down some squishy members. It looks like both teams are going to decide to pull off.
Landing her roots again, though. That's what she needed to be doing. It's what she started doing, and can very much pull them back into the game because, I mean, no matter how far ahead you are with some of the picks that Clapcrew's got, if you end up in a 1v3, you can just get CC to death without any chance to do anything back. It does rely on hitting the Blanc chains, the Rakan knock-up, or the Elise cocoon.
We saw Clapcrew just then hoping to get some damage on mid-turret, and you know, get some gold in their pockets. Unfortunately, this LeBlanc isn't doing a great amount of damage to turrets right now, nor is the Cho'Gath.
But it's a safe person to be attacking turrets with. She can get out of almost any situation with her W.
Yes, but the Cho'Gath at this point, who does not yet have his righteous glory, very poor mobility at this point.
Is always forever the issue with Cho'Gath, of getting to apply your big ball of stats.
Again, we see great spell shields coming in from Dino Legends.
Yeah,
really baiting out the
attacks.
attacks.
Bath time go for the first turret. LeBlanc wisely backing off.
That
against this much engage.
That is in fact
and an
the
interesting
turret.
ultimate from Graves.
That is the second turret. They did get the
My
first
bad.
turret up in the bottom. But they are going to love having this mid turret opening up the map so much for them.
This Rakan does not seem alive.
Yes, absolutely annihilated.
And somehow that Sivir lives.
Brilliant ulti in from the Galio there.
Giving the shielding, but just... This is going to allow them to roll through mid. I'm not even sure if it allows them to get onto inhib turrets. That
They're
Galio
even diving now this
extra...
inhib turret onto a Cho'Gath who is forced to flash away. And with 3 people still down from Clap Crew, they are going to take this inhibitor turret.
And the Graves is most likely going to pick up this kill onto the Elise. Although... Yeah, he does. And the inhib turret has also gone down.
That's yet
Looking
another
at
kill for a Simple
17-minute
Bagel.
inhibitor.
17 minutes. A Simple Bagel is currently 8-0 and 2. That is a terrifying Elise to be fighting against.
Even more so as it's a Syndra.
We mentioned in the past this success that Iron Goon had had on Jarvan the 4th. However, looking at his stats on this Elise now, leaves much to be desired.
I mean, I don't think this game can be brought down to something as simple as champion select. This game was favoured for bath time from the start. I mean, just looking at where people were ranked in general, bath time was more experienced and it is on an individual level was better at the game, and that's what we've seen being played out. They've not been out rotating or anything. They've not had a chance to. They've just been better at trading. Got a bigger ball of stats. It's the most certain way of winning, and that's how they're going for it. Now the pressure mid lane, locking down really at all times on the Clap Crew. They just have so much more freedom to pick up the standing gold in top and bot lanes.
And now we see things kind of slowing down a bit as we enter the mid game, as Bath Time really wants to kind of set up for these big objectives that are going to be coming up soon. They're taking another Mountain Drake, which is going to help them massively with this Baron that will be coming up soon. They will really shred through that, especially with the Sivir damage in this double ADC comp that they've got.
Yes, the Graves is, you know, building up towards his lethality items and is hitting his item spikes at peak power.
I do not think we are going to reach that point though, as we just watched a Simple Bagel 100-0 equal drags in the bot lane, and now they've got yet another turret. This game surely can't go on much longer.
I really don't see the Clap Crew holding on to this game for... It's really a question now of when does Bath Time win, not if. We're seeing Elise almost AFK to death there.
And I am again getting picked off.
I'd be very surprised if
but just thankfully escape with the help of the Cho'Gath.
Yeah. If the Clap Crew really survive even to 24 minutes at this point. Lovely ult from Leona catching out the Xayah. And all the shields being burnt to make sure that she stays alive.
And this is all in their base, right up against their Nexus turrets.
Not even at 20 minutes yet. One Nexus turret down. And the Cho'Gath now getting back to the base to try and defend it, but it's looking like it's too late. LeBlanc just about surviving, but the turret now all down. Though Elise does finally get a shutdown onto the Sivir.
Yes, it's starting
will
to
not
look
be
like
enough.
perhaps bath time has stayed too long with these low health bars, but with 2 waves of super minions ploughing into the base, it doesn't look like there's much that Clap Crew can do.
Yes. At this point, I don't think it even matters if they clean ace, because they've lost.
And that will be the game.
Yes. Just over 20 minutes long, Clap Crew got absolutely destroyed there. Which
it is worth
will
pointing
happen
out, however, that despite being the least favoured in all 3 of their games, they did in fact win 2 out of those 3 games.
Yeah. Just in this game, they may have been... They were just against a better opponents all round, who were winning in most of their lanes.
However, I think after today, they can still walk away proud. It was 2-1 on their wins against better teams.
Yeah, they've done a nice job playing today, although Bath Time has very much shown that they are a team to be reckoned with.
Yes, most definitely.
And absolutely deserving of their placing in the league at the moment.
Well, thank you again for watching this NUEL League of Legends Week 4 stream. I am Deef Merrick King Bell, and my co-caster Andrew Doddy Dad Rose.
See ya.
Thanks for watching.